Hello and welcome to Sovereign RPG. I am Sovereign. Today we're back in Myth of Empires for an announcement that came out last night to do with sort of fair play and cheating and what they're going to be doing to try and fix things that are going on, and a lot of threats of bans, etc., from 1 day to 7 day to permanent bans across the board. So we're just going to go over that announcement real quick. I apologize for the voice. I got a really stuffy nose. I think I'm getting down with a cold for the first time in years. Spain is actually freezing, so you're going to have to bear with the sound of my face sounding like it's in a pile of pillows. They've been talking about maintaining a fair game environment and to bring a letter of game experience, and they're hoping that a lot of people read it, because there's some stuff in here that in some games it's okay and the devs really don't care about, but in this game they really do care about it. So let's go over what they've got on PvP and PvE mode. So number one, the use of illegal methods or exploiting game bugs to gain an unfair advantage over other players shall not be tolerated. Level, items, warriors, or horses gained from using illegal methods or exploiting game bugs will be withdrawn, and those who severely break the rules will be banned temporarily or permanently. They're already doing a better job than New World. So the illegal methods examples are not limited to, but can include using third-party programs such as in-game automated bots, ESP, aimbots, and game engine modification. The hackers that will use these will be permanently banned once confirmed. Also exploiting game bugs. Now, they don't specifically say auto clickers are bannable offense, but I do believe they will be seen as a third-party program, and it does fall under these illegal methods. So if you do use auto clickers in the game, which I do not condone, for me that's just cheating in general, because you're getting an unfair advantage on those that don't use the program or that don't have like a Razer mouse or a Razer keyboard or a Logitech G keyboard or mouse, so you can set up sort of macros using their software. So I'll definitely steer clear away from that. They go on to say there should be no discussions in-game or otherwise regarding abusing hacks or exploitations, including access to cheat, where you can acquire them or how they can be utilized. Violating this rule will result in an instant ban. If such violations continue, the violator will be banned permanently. Now, there haven't been many times in my entire MMO/gaming long-term life career type thing that I've actually banned people for talking about exploits or about abusing certain things, like teaching other people how to use an exploit in game. Or I mean, they couldn't really find out if you're sending stuff on Discord, etc., but if you're trying to tell people in game, like through the guild chat or through the county chat or anything like that, then there will probably be systems in place that will be able to find these keywords, and they will actually put up a ban, which would be quite nice, because I am an absolute advocate of banning the shit out of people who exploit games, and I believe the people that actually spread these exploits around are just as bad as the people that are using them. Just a personal opinion, like it or hate it. There's this general sort of idea that if enough people find out about an exploit and use this exploit, then the devs will fix it quicker. The best thing to do is just to go in, send a report into the devs. The devs will know that exploit is there. They'll want to fix that exploit straight away. This general idea that you the more people that know, the more people that use it, the quicker the stuff will get fixed, is just bollocks. It's just an excuse for people that want to use exploits to continue to use those bloody exploits until it gets stopped. And in most games, an exploit is abused and they don't lose anything. But in this game, they have definitely talked about getting rid of all the items and gold involved, getting the copper coins removed, getting horses and warriors removed from any exploits that are currently being used. Now, number three is a general don't shit talk anyone, don't be stupidly toxic, don't be using offensive slurs, don't dox people, no advertisements of inappropriate content, etc. Just your standard stuff. And these can go from temporary 1 to 7 day bans to permanent bans depending on the severity of doing that. And I do go on to talk about player and guild names. If you have an offensive player name, you can be banned for using an offensive name or an impersonation, pretend to be someone else from the Myth of Empires. So if you're gonna if you name yourself Quixar, who is the community manager for the Myth of Empires team, then this is something that you could get banned for. They will change your names. There is an option in the game to actually change your name. So if you do have your name like an offensive slur, I mean, for me, that's just absolutely stupid. But if you do have offensive names or you're impersonating someone, just go and change that name, because they will ask you to change it. And if you don't, they will throw out a ban. Now, this next one really interested me because it was just like, I've not seen any dev company. There may be someone, so please let me know down in the comments if you have heard of a game that do this. In the MMO scene, there is a plague on everything. It happened in New World, it happened in EVE Echoes, it happened in EVE Online, it happened in World of Warcraft, it's happened in every MMO ever. Mass reports, false reports to get people banned for a certain amount of time until they get their characters or accounts unlocked, to cause issues, when, especially when it comes in PvP games, like you'd target the leader or the FC if you're in EVE, or the PvP leaders or whatever, whoever's doing a lot of stuff, or if there's a person that's running around and they're killing everyone because they're much better than everyone, etc, etc, then people mass report them to get them banned for a while, and they think it's funny. Like, again, another stupid thing that gamers do. I will not understand it, but the MOE team have said that it will be bannable and deemed punishable to report falsely another player. If you report a player and it found out to be a false report, you will get banned. It can be violating this rule multiple times will result in a 2-hour to 24-hour ban, and if behavior continues, they will be banned permanently. It's still like mad for me to literally read that, because that's never happened in any game. I don't know if they're going to do any of these sort of bans if it does come up, but if they do, kudos. And lastly, we have for PvE mode only. They go on to say that PvE servers are set up for people to have fun. They're set up for people to go in and have some RP. They're set up for people to go in and build whatever town they want to build and have some, without being harassed or griefed by PvP neckbeard like myself. And they go on to say that it's forbidden to attack or hurt other players on PvE servers. Now, this doesn't mean going in to attack them, because you can't attack them unless they have the actual peace thing clicked on. So they turn that off and they're able to attack other people, or people are able to attack them. It's sort of like a dueling system that they have in the game. This is talking about maliciously interfering with other players, so like closing in their gates, building a massive wall around their base so they can't get out, get their horse and block their horse in with gates and walls or fences or whatever the hell people are putting up these days, stables or whatever. And if you're caught doing this and people report you and it's found out that you have been doing this, then you will get a ban between 1 to 7 days. And if it continues, they will be banned permanently. Now, if you do something on a PvE server that completely covers over a resource point, like there's only certain meteorite nodes, etc. And if you build a base around that so other people can't get involved and can't gather those resources on the PvE servers, then they and they say that they're entitled to ask you to remove it. And if you don't remove it, they will remove it. They can remove it directly. And when it comes to maliciously messing with people on PvE servers, like, that's literally people who want to grief but are not good enough to grief on a PvP server. It's the most ridiculous thing in the world. Like, I don't even like to offline raid players in any survival game I've ever played it, Rust, Ark, whatever. I will wait until they have a certain amount of people online. I mean, obviously, if we have the entire raid set up and we're going out and we're going to go fight them and everyone's ready and we get there and no one's there, we're not going to just go, oh, let's leave it, we're not going to raid that now. We will try to raid it, but I will not intentionally go around and say, right, let's wait until they're offline. Let's get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Let's go raid them and get them gone while they're not online, because that's just no fun. And people that kind of do that on a regular basis just want to, it's not out of having fun for the game, because how fun is it to just sit there and smash a wall for 4 hours with no one actually fighting back? How fun is it for you to go and like sit there and bullet soak a base in Ark for hours and just wait for them to lose all their shit, and then when they come back online they get angry? It's all just like it's just silly. But that's just me personally, and that's basically the whole report and the whole message that's come to us about how and why they would be banning people, how long they'll ban them for the different things that they're going to be doing. Let me know down below if you think this is too much. Let me know down below if you even think they'll actually follow through with what they're talking about on here, or if all of these things are actually deemed necessary for the game to be as fair and so they don't lose players. New World lost loads of players because they didn't do anything for a long time for the exploits and for the stuff that was going on where people were duplicating stuff. It took them a long time to get that and get ahead of that. So it looks like MOE are actually going to be pushing through and making sure that that's done from the get-go, which is, I absolutely tip my hat to them. Fantastic. Anyway, that's all we have for today. Remember to like and sub for all your Myth of Empires content. Fly safe and avoid local chat scams.